My name is John. I'm waiting for a client in the bustling lobby of a building, surrounded by a crowd of people. Since it's my first time meeting this person, I think my heartbeat is a bit faster than usual, perhaps due to some nerves. The fact that the place is a trendy urban building only adds to my tension. Suddenly, in this lobby where I shouldn't know anyone, I thought I heard a familiar voice and instinctively turned around. Among the many strangers, I spotted a familiar face and inadvertently let out a surprised "oh." There stood my classmate and childhood friend, Alex. Stunned, I stood frozen as Alex also noticed me, and our eyes met. Alex seemed quite surprised as well, nearly dropping his business bag. Alex, now in a suit, looked very distinguished, yet his wavy, soft curls were just as they were years ago. His slightly droopy eyes and gentle demeanor hadn't changed either. A wave of nostalgia overwhelmed me. As a child, I lost both of my parents in a car accident. I haven't forgotten the sorrow from that time. My once normal daily life crumbled away, leaving me feeling as if I was plunged into a deep loneliness, all alone in this world. Alex and his family, who lived nearby, were the ones who rescued me from that darkness. Our families were close, so Alex and his family mourned my parents' death as much as I did, sharing in the sadness. Despite being strangers, they offered to take me in. When I heard their offer, it was as if a ray of light had pierced through the pitch-black tunnel I was trapped in. For me, who was considering moving into an institution or living with distant relatives, their offer was a godsend. Living in the familiar town with Alex, whom I have grown up with, was the most comforting option at that time. I took advantage of Alex and his parents' kindness and accepted their offer. Alex's family loved traveling. They often traveled all over America, and they took me along with them. My earliest childhood memories are trips. Eating delicious local cuisine with Alex, every trip added more joyful memories. We even had fights over getting too competitive in basketball and got scolded for breaking a vase during a pillow fight. All these memories are precious and have shaped who I am today. Alex's parents always made sure I didn't feel lonely after losing my family, showering me with kindness and warmth. Their kindness and warmth lifted me out of the darkness of loneliness. I have never once forgotten to be grateful for that. However, cracks began to slowly appear in those peaceful days as Alex and I approached our middle school graduation. Alex felt as if his parents' interest in him was gradually diminishing. From my perspective, that was absolutely not the case. Alex was their biological child and was cherished more than I was. But Alex couldn't see it that way. Despite not being their real child. He never said it, but I could clearly see such feelings growing in Alex's heart. Gradually, we stopped talking as freely as we used to, and eventually, we didn't see each other at all. The trips we both loved also ceased. Unable to bridge the growing gap between us, we reached the time to decide our post-high school paths. Ever since our relationship soured, I've been burdened with a feeling of guilt towards Alex. I believed I was the reason Alex was troubled over something he shouldn't have been. I thought I had to disappear, the sooner, the better. Thus, I chose to work immediately after graduation without any hesitation. Alex's parents encouraged me to pursue a college education. They even assured me not to worry about the tuition fees. But this kind gesture only aggravated Alex's festering wounds. Though he never confronted me directly, I heard rumors from close friends that he complained about me, wishing I would leave the house soon. No matter how much they encouraged me, I was determined not to go to college. I needed to stand on my own 2 feet as soon as possible. To do that, I had to start working immediately. This single-minded focus drove me back then. Decades have passed since then. Seeing Alex after such a long time fills me with nostalgia. Overwhelmed with happiness, I rushed to Alex, out of breath, and excitedly started talking. It's been a while, Alex. I'm glad to see you're doing well. I'm happy to see you. I reached out my hand for a handshake. However, Alex brushed off my hand without a smile and said in a cold tone, "What's a high school dropout and a poor guy like you doing here, sightseeing?" "No, I'm here for a meeting with a client." Then, Alex made an exaggeratedly surprised face and said, "Wow, even you managed to get a job, huh? That's great." "Alex, but you're just a high school grad, right? Different from me. Your salary must be pretty low, huh? After all, you should have gone to college. You would have been better off." Alex, spewing venom with a spiteful look, seemed like a stranger to me. It appears Alex still doesn't want to see my face. "Sorry, but having someone like you around is a nuisance to the company. It's embarrassing, so could you just leave?" Even after all this time, it seems impossible to bridge the gap between us. The fleeting hope that we could talk like old times vanished like bubbles. Without a retort, I decided to leave as he had said. "Got it. Sorry for bothering you, but I'm glad I got to see your face. I know you probably don't need this, but here's my business card. Give me a call if you need anything." "I won't need to call you for anything. Just take it for now. You can throw it away later." I forcefully handed my business card to Alex, waved "see you," and headed towards the company entrance. There was no response from Alex. The last time I saw Alex was the night we graduated high school. I started living alone immediately and hadn't seen him since then. A lot of time has passed. I had hoped that meeting after such a long time might bring us back to our childhood days when we were close. But that hope was shattered into pieces. It seems Alex still despises me. Since the day Alex kicked me out of the company, I've been living in a daze. Then one day, I received a call from an unknown number on my cell phone. Who could it be? I usually have all my acquaintances saved. "Hello. This is Alex." Alex's slightly panicked voice came from the other side of the phone. Surprised, I choked a bit on the phone. "Alex." "Yes." Why is he speaking so formally? Although I was puzzled, I couldn't hide my joy that Alex had reached out to me. "I'm glad you reached out. It means a lot." No, I'm sorry for the rude things I said the other day." "No, that's fine, but why are you talking formally to me?" Something was off. What was going on with Alex? The question marks in my head kept growing larger. After a moment of silence, Alex suddenly said, I'd like to apologize in person. Would it be all right if I came to your office now?" At that moment, something clicked in my mind. Perhaps Alex. "Yay, that's fine. Do you know where it is?" "Yes, I'll be there in an hour." "All right." After hanging up, I slumped into my office chair and let out a big sigh. While I was waiting in the office, Alex showed up right on time. He was holding a package from a famous confectionery store. "I'm very sorry for the other day. This is a token of my apology." Alex, offering the box of sweets, seemed like a stranger to me. His movements were unnaturally stiff, perhaps due to nervousness. I invited Alex into the room and, while observing his behavior, said, "Look, can you drop the formalities? It's hard to talk like this." "But I'm not mad, but can you tell me why your attitude changed so suddenly?" Alex sighed deeply, sat down on the sofa, and said, "All right," then began to explain in a soft voice. Then, in a soft voice, he began to explain the situation. On the day Alex turned me away, he too had an appointment to meet with a representative from a client company in the lobby. But even as time passed, the client didn't show up. Thinking it was odd, he called his company and received a surprising answer. We sent him to your company's entrance at the scheduled time. He already left. Could it be? Apparently, Alex hadn't paid much attention to the business card I had given him. When he unfolded the crumpled card from his suit pocket and looked at it closely, it read, CEO John Thompson. My blood ran cold. Never did I imagine John was the representative of the client. I'm part of the company too. I can't let past issues cause trouble for the company, so I came to apologize with this gift. So that was it. I hadn't known that the person I was supposed to meet was Alex either. But when Alex's attitude changed so suddenly, I had a feeling that maybe I was his business partner. The joy I felt when Alex called was washed away like a receding tide. So, he didn't want to reconcile with me. It felt like my hopes were crumbling down again. Don't worry, I won't cancel the deal with your company because of what happened back then. Really? Yeah, I'm not bothered by it. Suppressing my disappointment, I forced a smile and reassured Alex. Alex seemed relieved, and the tension in his face softened. His relaxed expression was just like it was in our childhood. He ruffled his curly hair with his hand, perhaps out of relief. But then he turned serious and said with a sigh, "But you're really amazing, you know, to be the CEO of such a big company despite being a high school graduate. It's nothing special, I was just lucky and had good people around me. No, it's amazing. I guess no matter how hard I try, I'm destined never to beat you." Alex said with a weak laugh, sounding resigned. Had he always thought that? What are you talking about? The thing I'm most grateful for is having been friends with you. Do you know how happy I was when you and your parents took me in? Do you have any idea how much you, your dad, and your mom saved me? I can't thank you enough. Alex looked down awkwardly as he listened to my words. But I was really harsh on you back in high school. I don't mind that at all. The reason I've been able to work so hard is that you and your family helped me when I lost my parents and was in despair. I continued as I paced around the room. And look at this. My company is in the travel business. You know why? We used to travel a lot with the family. Yeah, those were fun times. Those experiences are why I started this business. I wanted families and couples, all sorts of people, to enjoy traveling just as I had enjoyed them as a child. My childhood memories were my driving force. So, the reason I can work hard as the CEO is all thanks to you and your family. Is that so? Sure, we grow up and things might not always align, but that doesn't erase my gratitude. As I spoke, Alex's eyes started to redden. Fighting back tears that threatened to spill, Alex looked me in the eye and said, "I'm really, really sorry for everything in the past and for what I said the other day. Yeah. I was such a brat, feeling pathetic that I thought my dad and mom were being taken away by you. I did something terrible. I've always thought you were so much bigger than me, and I was just jealous and taking it out on you. You didn't do anything wrong." Hearing Alex's words, I felt a warmth in my eyes too. I looked out the window to hide it and laughed. But I always thought I couldn't match up to you. You were always at the center of attention, drawing people in with your charm, something I didn't have. There's no need to compare ourselves to others. Just doing our best with what we're good at is enough, isn't it? Alex finally let the tears he'd been holding back spill over, wiping them with the sleeve of his suit. Then, with a trembling, tearful laugh, he said, "We're kind of pathetic, aren't we? Crying and praising each other. What would people think if they saw this, that the CEO's dignity is at stake?" Yeah, really. We looked at each other and, like in our childhood, burst out laughing. After we had our fill of laughter, I made a suggestion to Alex. "Hey, Alex, if it's all right with you." "Yeah. Why don't you come work at my company? That. Alex looked utterly surprised, as if he had never considered it. You used to love traveling, right? I think you understand the value of it well, and I believe we could work well together. No, but if you joined, I feel like I could work even harder. That is, if you're okay with it. You don't have to answer right now. Just think about it. Thank you. I'm happy you invited me. I'll join. Alex answered with a genuinely happy smile. Are you sure to answer so quickly? Yeah, it's your company, right? It's bound to be a good one. I'll be in your care. Then, this time, Alex extended his hand to me. I grasped his hand firmly. We exchanged a strong handshake, reconnecting the bond that had been severed. Thus, Alex officially became an employee of our company. With his inherent communication skills, Alex quickly integrated into the company and fully demonstrated his abilities. Inviting Alex was the right decision. Alex's parents were delighted that we were working together. Someday, I plan to invite them to a hotel I've managed to properly repay their kindness. I want to grow the company further and spread the charm of travels more widely. That's the shared dream Alex and I have now. There might be times ahead when our feelings diverge again. But I'm determined not to forget this feeling and to keep pushing forward. That's the promise I've made to myself.